Have you ever stopped to think about why, despite putting in all your effort, people barely seem to acknowledge you? You pour your time, energy, and emotions into others, always being there, always dependable, yet you're left with this haunting feeling of invisibility. They don't call to check in on you. They don't recognize the sacrifices you've made. And the most painful part? Deep down you realize this isn't the life you should be living. What if I told you this isn't a result of mere bad luck or ungrateful individuals? It's actually a psychological pattern. A trap we fall into when we overextend our care to others while neglecting ourselves. By the time you finish this video, you'll understand how overcaring makes you invisible, how Carl Jung's revolutionary theories shed light on this pattern, and most importantly, how you can break free to reclaim your worth and presence. Stick around, because this insight could be life-changing. Section 1. The hidden cost of overcaring. Let's begin with a hard truth. Caring too much doesn't make you more cherished. It makes you less noticeable. From a young age, we're taught that kindness, selflessness, and sacrifice are virtues. Be nice, help others, put their needs before yours. These lessons shape how we perceive the world and ourselves. Yet nobody warns us about the darker side of this mindset. When you're always available and constantly prioritizing others, people start overlooking you. Why does this happen? Because humans are inherently wired to value what's rare, not what's abundant. When you're always saying yes and giving without a second thought, your presence becomes predictable. And what's predictable blends into the background. Carl Jung, the pioneer of analytical psychology, referred to this as psychic energy, the mental and emotional fuel we have in limited quantities. When you exhaust that energy on others, you end up running on empty. Worse still, you condition people to see you as a resource rather than a person. Think about it. How often have you gone out of your way to support someone, only for them to disappear when you needed help? How many times have you compromised your peace, only to feel unappreciated? This is the price of overcaring. And sadly, it's a price many of us pay without even realizing it. Section 2. How overcaring leads to invisibility. Here's a tough pill to swallow. The more you give, the less people value it. Let's unpack this. People tend to value what they have to earn. It's a fundamental principle of human psychology. When something is perpetually available, its worth diminishes over time. Picture someone handing you a priceless diamond every single day. At first you'd be mesmerized, but eventually, you'd stop appreciating its value. The same goes for your energy, time, and care. This phenomenon ties back to one of Jung's key ideas, the persona. The persona is the mask we wear to navigate the world. It's the version of ourselves we present to gain approval and fit in. But there's a danger here. If your persona revolves entirely around being the giver, you lose touch with your authentic self. You end up playing a supporting role in someone else's narrative instead of being the protagonist of your own. And this persona comes at a cost. Over time, it saps your vitality. You're left feeling frustrated, resentful, and, most devastatingly, invisible. Imagine this. There's a woman named Ava. She's the kind of person everyone relies on. At work, her colleagues count on her to fix last-minute issues. At home, her friends know she'll always answer their calls, no matter how exhausted she is. But one day, she notices something disturbing. No one ever asks how she's doing. No one sees her struggles. She's always there for others but feels utterly alone. Can you relate to Ava's story? Have you ever felt like the world expects everything from you but offers nothing in return? If so, you're not alone. And the reason behind this goes deeper than you might realize. Section 3. The emotional conditioning of overcaring. Why do we do this? Why do we keep giving even when it leaves us drained? The answer lies in emotional conditioning. Many of us grow up believing that love and approval must be earned through sacrifice. Perhaps you had a parent who only praised you when you excelled, or a friend who valued you only when you were useful. These experiences create deeply ingrained patterns. You start to equate your worth with how much you can give. Jung described this as shadow work, facing the parts of ourselves we'd prefer to ignore. In this case, the shadow represents the fear of rejection, the anxiety of being unloved, and the need to prove our value. But here's the reality. No amount of overcaring will make someone love you more. In fact, it often does the opposite. People respect those who respect themselves. And when you fail to set boundaries, you're signaling that your needs don't matter. Section 4. Breaking free, caring with boundaries. So how can you break this cycle? How do you care without losing yourself? The solution lies in boundaries. Boundaries aren't barriers. They're guidelines. They define how you protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. And the first step to establishing boundaries is acknowledging your own worth. Jung referred to this as individuation, the process of becoming whole. Individuation means reconnecting with your authentic self, shedding the mask you've worn to please others. It means affirming, I matter, my needs matter, my peace matters. Start small. The next time someone asks for your help, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, Do I genuinely want to do this? Do I have the capacity for it? If the answer is no, honor that. Practice saying no without guilt. It may feel uncomfortable initially, but remember, every no to others is a yes to yourself. And the more you prioritize yourself, the more others will see and respect your worth. Section 5. The wisdom of selective caring. Caring doesn't mean giving to everyone. It means giving to the right people, those who appreciate, respect, and reciprocate your energy. Think of your energy as a currency. Would you hand out money to anyone who asked? Of course not. Your care, time, and attention are equally valuable. Use them wisely. Jung's teachings remind us that true connection isn't about endless giving. It's about mutual respect, understanding, and balance. By being selective in your care, you're not being selfish, you're being wise. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you said yes when you really wanted to say no? How did it make you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else to start setting boundaries today. Section 6. The psychological freedom of boundaries. When you start setting boundaries, something remarkable happens. You free yourself from the invisible chains of over-caring. This freedom is both emotional and psychological. Carl Jung believed that true psychological health stems from balance. This balance becomes achievable when you stop overextending yourself for others and begin conserving your energy for what truly matters. For many, this shift is a revelation. You come to realize that your worth isn't tied to how much you give. You start reclaiming your time, energy, and identity. And those who genuinely care about you, they will stay. They will respect your boundaries and value your presence even more. Section 7. Steps to reclaim your worth. Recognize patterns. Reflect on where you overextend yourself. Identify the people or situations that drain your energy the most. Practice self-awareness. Notice the moments when you're tempted to say yes out of guilt or fear. Pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Learn to say no. Start small. Practice declining minor requests and gradually build your confidence. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. Prioritize self-care. Dedicate time to activities that recharge you. Whether it's reading, meditating, or walking, prioritize your well-being. Section 8. The essential role of solitude. One last aspect to consider is the significance of solitude. Carl Jung, along with countless other great thinkers, highlighted the transformative power of solitude. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's the sacred space where you reconnect with yourself. It's where you can hear your inner voice, away from the noise and demands of the world. Why do great minds embrace solitude? Because it provides clarity. It allows you to reflect on your life's direction, reassess your priorities, and nurture your creativity. In these quiet moments, you discover your true self. Jung believed that individuation, becoming whole, requires periods of isolation. These moments help you integrate the lessons of your experiences and strengthen your identity. If you're overwhelmed by others' demands, perhaps it's time to embrace solitude. Step back even briefly to breathe, think, and grow. Conclusion: rediscovering your presence. Let's revisit the initial question. Why does caring too much make you invisible? The answer lies in how you value yourself. When you overcare, you lose sight of your own worth, and so does everyone else. But here's the good news. You can change this. You can reclaim your presence, energy, and value. It begins with one simple act: setting boundaries. Remember Carl Jung's words, "You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become." Starting today, choose to value yourself. Choose to care for yourself as much as you care for others. If this message resonates, share in the comments. What's one way you'll start prioritizing yourself this week? And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on reclaiming your energy and discovering your authentic self. Finally, if you're intrigued by the transformative power of solitude, stay tuned for my upcoming video. We'll delve into how solitude can reshape your life and why it's vital for personal growth. Your journey to being seen begins now.